Hello everybody, Zon Gets 134 here.
I'm Average Joe Squad.
And welcome to the first episode of Season 3 of Remember the Hyphen, the show where we look at comic books, movies, and everything in between.
And we have a special guest today.
And I'm Riley, but I guess I don't matter.
No, I'm so sorry, Riley.
You forgot just Riley?
No, I'm so sorry.
No, I know.
I'm rusty. I'm so
That's it.
sorry.
I'm gonna get him. I'll get him, Riley. Where's my gun?
I know.
Where's my
I know.
gun?
Colton saw.
Oh,
Colton saw him like graze over, and then I know he was looking at the camera, and he just saw me just do the
Oh my god. This is worse than Review the Hyphen. Alright.
You're good.
Welcome to Remember the Hyphen.
Remember
So,
the
yeah.
hyphen with Alt.
Remembrance of the Hyphen.
So yeah, it's the first episode of Season 3. I know we kind of went dark there after we got out all the episodes of Spider-Miss, but we actually wanted to film a couple more, but
I moved.
Yeah,
In case you haven't noticed, I moved.
Yeah. Well, welcome to our the beginnings of our new studio, which means we won't have any more echo. But
Yeah, that was one thing. I went back and watched one of our most recent episodes. I'm like, oh, the acoustics, they were great.
they were,
But there was so much echo.
yeah, the echoes were really bad. So
Show for Dale.
after Spider-Miss, we're kind of taking a little bit more laid back this first month of 2021. And well, why don't you explain what we're doing here, Colton?
Well, I moved, and like I said, and so most of my stuff's still in boxes. I got most of it undone, but the only thing I haven't really put out yet is my video game stuff, which is a grand total of 5 totes and 3 boxes.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot. I have 26 consoles altogether,
Yeah. And so
including 3 OG Xboxes,
Yeah.
as you'll see.
So basically, we figured what better time for us to talk about different video game consoles than right now.
Yeah, when I have them all literally right in front of me. So
That it'd be an easy video for us to do and talk about without us having to like read something or review
Yeah.
something. So
we figured we get Riley here because Riley, our man here, was our co-pilot for when we tried the Intellivision.
Yeah.
He had the highest score
yeah,
on what was that, Night Stalker?
Yeah.
Was that the game we played?
that was actually really fun. I actually like to go back and watch that because I like
That game was fun. We need to do a follow up on that.
So
You want to do the boxes?
yeah, let's
first?
do the boxes first, especially because that's probably the oldest console, the oldest two.
Yeah.
We've got.
So this one doesn't work thus far. Something's wrong with it. I got to figure out what the hell's wrong with it. I think the motherboard's maybe shot because this thing is ancient.
Yeah.
But Commodore 64.
Yeah. The first 64 console.
Yeah. Which do you know anything about the Commodore, Riley?
I remember bits and pieces about the Commodore, but not much. I just know that it was bulky, big piece of shit, but that was just the 90s in general.
Well, this is the 80s.
This is the 80s.
Oh.
This is like 83 or
Alright,
84.
well then, like, double that piece of shit factor,
Yeah,
because
I-
God knows 90s shit was
Let me
still...
tell you the bullshit I went through to try to get this to run. Okay, so I bought this. This was $120 off eBay.
Oof.
But it came with the original box and the original power pack. I mean, the box is kind of roached, but
Yeah.
so
You get what
it
you
said it worked. So I waited and I got it, and so I get it here, and I'm pretty. I would like to say I'm pretty knowledgeable about just how to get these things hooked up to a TV now. Like,
Yeah.
especially like a lot of these older ones can be a little bit of a pain in the ass to hook up.
Right.
So I got it here, looked at it, and I noticed it had a an RF switch on it,
Right.
which not a big deal. I mean, I have a couple. The Odyssey is also an RF.
Yeah.
I have an adapter that converts it to coax, so that's an easy fix. So I plugged that into this, and nothing. Like the TV was reading, "Hey, I'm getting a video signal," but I was just getting a black screen. I was getting no sound.
Right.
So I did some research. What I had to do was I had to get another adapter that converts the RF to a coax directly, and then I had to run the coax into the TV.
Yeah.
Still nothing. So I don't know what the hell's wrong with this. I need to get it looked at.
So you got an adapter for the adapter. The adapter didn't work.
Yeah, I need to figure out. I need to take
Actually,
this.
you might have just click the buttons. I want to see how clicky these are.
Are they
These
good
feel
quickie?
pretty-
Are they quickie?
Yeah, they feel pretty nice. Like the
Oh, that's...
Yeah, like I said,
I do like it.
we have a computer guy in town, and I would like to figure out like how somebody's got to know how to get this thing running.
yeah. I like it on here because it actually shows a lot of the weird. Because the Commodore 64 had like all these add-ons for it.
Yeah, it's got like there's the cassette drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there were games on cassette, Riley.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cassette.
We're talking an audio cassette.
I don't want to think of that. I don't want to think of that
You had to
hassle that would
rewind.
have provided.
You had to rewind it,
Yeah.
and it had a little counter on it. You would have to reset the counter when it was all fully rewound, and then hit play.
Yeah.
and then you had to stop the tape at the moment where the game was, let it boot up, and then hit play again, and then it would start going.
Which is annoying if you...
We found a whole video on it. It's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Especially because, like, certain ones, like, certain cassettes had, like, multiple... to be fair, I know people tell me that, like, Commodore 64 had some great games and stuff on it. The problem is, even when it was new...
It's a pain in the ass to get running.
Yeah,
That's what I heard. Like, from what little I remember the thing itself being a pain in the ass, but I did remember hearing that there was some good games for it.
Yeah. To quote the AVGN, the thing works when it fucking wants to.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just do some of the older ones first.
Yeah. Speaking in that same vein as the Commodore 64,
How big this box is.
we have the Odyssey 2. So for those of you who know AVGN's Odyssey, this is actually the
It's
second.
so big it blocks Riley out of screen.
Yeah.
How big this thing is.
Like, this thing is.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, this. It also has the original owner's manual. My copy does. Which, yeah, like, I'm trying to see. Where does it show? It shows how, like, hook it up to the TV. Yeah, look at this. Get the switch box. How about no?
No, show them the switch box real quick, just to.
For those of you who don't know what a switch box is, yeah, you would have to hook these little wires right here into your TV, and you have to
Yeah,
screw
usually
them in.
via by the antenna.
No TV has had that for a long ass time.
I want to say 20, 30 years.
But I bought this at the Salvation Army somewhere for. I want to say I paid like maybe $80 for this.
Yeah,
Like,
you probably.
I waited because it was originally a lot more expensive. I let them mark it down because I remember texting you about it, saying I might buy it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Once it got marked down enough, I just went ahead and bought it.
It's like this in the Commodore probably back in the day would have fetched you like. Well, this probably was a little less because that.
Original catalog.
Yeah, because this.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, I love
that
that this.
still holds up pretty good in terms of like actual detail
Or
and
like
instruction.
what I liked
Yeah.
about this is because this was a lot. I mean, it came with games that had like the case and everything, had the manual, like OG cases. I like these ones. I think James mentioned this. Like, I like these because he got handles
Yeah.
for when you're
is
pulling
like,
them out.
Yeah, that's like a really
The
like, dumb
only,
little
the
thing.
only
but
complaint
compared
about
to-
those is that they because of the handle you don't have like a label on the end of them.
Yeah, which is kind of annoying. But I mean, when you're like me and you have the boxes,
Yeah.
it's not really too big a deal.
No.
Yeah, and compared to like all the tech that you had to deal with, having an actual handle pulled out instead of like trying to grip it by the side.
Yeah, because I remember when we did the Intellivision, it was a pain
I
in
don't,
the
I
ass
don't
to
think we
get
showed
those
Riley what this
cartridges
thing actually
in.
looks like. This fucking beast.
Yeah, why don't we take this out because I'm sure a lot of
Oh
people
my
haven't seen
god,
what
it's
this
a
looks
fucking
like.
calculator.
So I'm pretty sure this
And these
here-
are the controllers are hardwired into it as well.
Yeah.
So if these things go bad, you're basically SOL.
Actually, can we see what the joystick how they move and such?
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. There's worse controllers to have.
Yeah, it looks like it probably functions a little bit better than the Atari.
Yeah,
joystick.
they got a lot. When I got it, I was really surprised. They got a lot of action still in them.
Yeah.
I actually like these a little more than an Atari one, like you said. I feel like these work a little better. My biggest thing is this shit and these power packs.
Yeah.
To
be fair, I've seen way bigger.
And I cleaned this thing up. This thing was dirty as hell when I bought it. Like
It looks really nice.
So does it
I
have
cleaned
like
it up a lot.
does it have functions with the numbers and the?
Yes, like you have to hit certain buttons on here for games and stuff.
Okay, so it's
like if you
honestly, it just seems like an old school I guess computer that was hardwired towards gaming.
Or,
Yeah.
you notice it doesn't even say it says computer video game system.
Well, that mostly
and then
is
when you look at it, it says microprocessor.
Well, to be fair, that's probably because that was because when this came out, there was no such thing as video games.
Yeah.
Like video game didn't really become like a thing until like 83 or 84. But probably this was probably cheaper than the Commodore 64 because the Commodore 64 I think probably originally back in the day was like $800.
Yeah.
Wow. Because it was like a real computer.
Okay, that's
I've
more or
only
less fair.
the thing that got me about that when I saw it was it had
Oh.
the box. Like it had the box, you know,
Yeah.
because I was like, I mean, this thing's old, you know, like when it comes to stuff like this, you just don't see these.
Yeah.
I think the only other time I've seen one of these was, I know AVGN James has one.
Yeah, he's
I
never
don't
done
know if
anything
Mike
with it,
has
though.
one, but then Action Toyman up in here, remember they had one, and
Yeah.
their box was actually in worse shape than mine. Wow. Like so, mine was actually better looking than that. Like their one was kind of like washed out a little bit. I mean, it probably still functions exactly the same, but
Well, the things I like about
I feel like the ones on mine are a little bit brighter.
Like, I love Action Toyman, but, like, they buy a lot of stuff that I kind of think they shouldn't. Like, there's a lot of action figures they have up there where, like, the cards are all sun-bleached. Or like the plastic's yellowed and like the color has been bleached off of the.
Yeah. So.
Which is kind of frustrating.
When you're in the antique industry or like a niche industry in general, and you offer to purchase things, it's a shame because you don't want to pass up good opportunities or turn down just good people in general.
But like at the same time,
as like a business person though, you should look and try and respect what's going to be for the good of your business. So if you see something that's like, you know, you could make a pretty penny from, but at the same time, that has to be like a 1 in a million person, and you get 100 people a day. You just some people got to take a step back and be like, is this gonna be financially beneficial?
We won't say too much about this because we already did a whole video on this. It's on Adam's channel.
No, we can talk a little bit about it because I'm sure a lot of people don't remember.
Sega CD, the Genesis add-on.
Sega CD.
This
Sega CD's nuts.
Like I said, me and Adam did a whole video. We specifically went.
That joke.
I am.
We specifically went back to a store to get this.
Yeah.
That was down in Sharon, because I thought about this one because I'm like, it had the box.
Did it haunt you in your sleep or something?
No, it really did. You can ask him. I sat and thought about it.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean it really did?
No,
did you go to bed and just hear the fucking Sega like sound just boot up?
You can ask him. Every time we talked about Sega
like,
CD, I kept saying I should have bought that.
He should have bought that. Look, like it really was. He for like a couple weeks he was like, we should. Next time we go back, I'm getting that. Next time.
So the next time we had a day off, I literally was like, we gotta go to Sharon.
Yeah.
I gotta get this.
Yeah.
No, it gets
So
like.
we went back and we had one. Because like, and that place is awesome. I really hate that I don't know the name of it.
No,
But they get all kinds of crazy rare shit. Like he
Yeah.
told me and Adam like he had a Vectrex, and I was like, you had a Vectrex?
Yeah.
Remember, I lost it. I was like, do you still have it?
Yeah, like, well, he had that. That's where I got the Gundam 83 like VCD. Like
He had a Game Gear. Remember, I almost got the Game Gear too.
There's a Game Gear in there. He had a. The only thing I say, some of his prices were kind of bullshit. Like. He had like Gundam Wing Endless Waltz in there for $150, and I'm like, fuck that! I ain't paying $150 for that.
Yeah, but for those who don't know, this is a CD add-on for the Genesis. Again, we did a whole video on this, on getting it running. It took us an hour and a half to get this running because I don't know. Ryan, let me tell you, this thing was horseshit.
Yeah.
Okay, because
we had that.
I had to rip this first off. The one in the picture, that wasn't the one we used.
Yeah, that's
I used
Model
my
2.
Mark 1. Well, I'll show you when we get to... There's two different Genesis models. I don't have the power pack for this one anymore. I don't know where it went.
Yeah.
So I gotta get another one, but the one I had for the first one wouldn't work with it. So I had to go get the first model Genesis. To get this running, I have to rip the one side of it off where the motherboard's at, take the motherboard protector off of it, and then slam this onto the Sega CD.
Yeah, like they're
because
mating.
it runs off the motherboard. But here's the thing. It still needs its own power pack adapter. So I'm running two power packs onto an extension cord. Like, nothing else on it, just Genesis stuff. That's it. And if I had the 32X, because they made Sega CD 32X games, you had to have both, and it came with a little cable. You have to hook it in to both, and also the 32X needs its own power pack.
And not only that, for if you were using the Model 1 that you were using, you'd actually have to get special prongs to put inside the port for it, because
I did, because mine, the original Genesis 1, as we'll show, dude, it has a headphone jack on it.
Yeah.
It's capable of stereo.
Yeah.
Like stereo sound.
Oh my god, you guys just keep talking about this shit, and for every
And you're just like, let me get to this.
No, it's more like just everything you say, just the tediousness and stupidity of it. I'm just like, all right, well, surely that's the end of the stupid, tedious bullshit.
Oh, we haven't even begun to get to dumb
shit.
shit.
It's hilarious because of this is how we got to the PS1, because this CD add-on was what Nintendo wanted to do, because they wanted to make a Nintendo CD add,
So they contracted it out to Sony
and Philips.
Yeah, Philips took the tech, bought it off of Nintendo, made this Philips CDI, which is a piece of junk. I don't have one. I'm looking for one, but as Adam can tell you, that shit's expensive.
It's almost like $1,000 for one of those.
And even then, you're getting them, you don't know if they work.
Yeah.
So and a lot of them are coming from fucking the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Why, I don't know, but so I'm hoping to run across one in a while.
Yeah, and the other one was Sony. Super Nintendo saw Nintendo saw how bad this was doing
and said, "Fuck it, we're gonna stick with cartridges." So Sony said, "Let me buy off what I made for you." They did,
and that
became the PS1.
Yeah. So thanks to this is why we have PlayStation.
Yeah, but it's not bad. My biggest gripe, as you can ask, it's a pain. Listen, it's a pain.
You're gonna describe to me what sounds like an hour and a half setup to just play the game.
It's a pain
and
in
then
the ass
another
to
half
set
an
up.
hour to get fucking sound. And you're gonna look at me and say it's not that bad.
The games are okay.
All right,
For the most
It
part,
depends on the
it's-
game.
The
It
setup
depends
is
on the
the
game.
setting it up is what's the pain in the ass. Because you gotta remember, I didn't leave it plugged in like that because I had no room at that point.
Yeah.
I took it apart after that and put it back in a box.
Actually,
But-
let's open the box up real quick and just show them what it looks like.
But my biggest gripe is the video for it is not fucking full screen.
Yeah.
Like it's like this
yeah,
big.
it, like,
It's
literally,
not that bad.
it's literally like
It's not. It's just
imagine this was the full screen.
kind of bullshit.
It's like this much. Like full motion video. I'd rather have full fucking screen.
Yeah, I'd rather have full fucking screen.
The-
where I
Oh,
can
the
actually
ABGN again.
See what I'm doing.
You have fucking described to me, which sounds like a very bad
Oh,
experience.
hey, before you open this up, show me. We still have the thing for when Best Buy sold it.
Oh yeah, this originally retailed at Best Buy for $230.
That's as much as like the
buying
the,
a Genesis.
Yeah, or a Super Nintendo.
Or a good stereo.
Yeah,
even.
or a good
This is an
stereo.
add-on. Holy
You
crap.
got this for 150, right?
125.
Or 125.
But you just say it's not that bad. But the only good thing you've said about it is the games, and the games can't be more than 2 minutes of gameplay.
Well,
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to get
it
it out of the
depends
box.
on the depends on the game, Riley.
It
'cause,
really
like,
depends on the game.
Like the
and I only
full
have
motion
one
games-
because they're rare as fuck.
Yeah, because I know like Snatcher for the Sega CD is considered one of the best versions of Snatcher.
Give me one
Sonic
second.
CD.
I have a phone call.
No
Keep
worries.
going.
Sonic CD is one. Like I guess while he's waiting, I'm gonna try and see if I can.
Hey, I'm up here
I'm gonna get pillows.
All right.
You want a pillow?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Actually, I'm not gonna open this while he's.
Wednesday too. I'm off today as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going out Wednesday to get stuff from the house.
Here's some more. Okay, thanks.
Yes, I'm off.
But
Yeah, Dad went out to the house.
What's going on? Alright.
yeah, because like there are good games on it, Riley. It's just a lot of them are like
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about
a lot of them are like at least it wasn't 20 minutes like the cheese quesadilla saga.
that. Don't
But
talk to me about that.
Oh,
You don't want to know.
look up our third episode of sometime, Riley, and you'll see what I mean. But like there are good games for the CD. I actually think there are more good games for it than say the 32. But that's mostly because the 32X didn't have a lot of games.
Original instruction manual and everything.
Yeah.
Up to 3-year extended warranty available.
I remember I think we ripped something when we opened this up though.
It was the poster.
Yeah, the poster, which yeah. This whole part here goes into
who the fuck came up with this idea?
This
instead
right
of
here.
just
This
making
goes
a
in
new
the mother.
fucking
This goes in the
console?
motherboard.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because the 32 actually they were going to actually make its own console at one point called the Neptune.
Oh, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, but they didn't because of how bad the sales were, so they just
Here's the
said
extender for the Mark II Genesis.
Genesis.
Power pack.
If we get that
Also,
Star Trek
guess
two-
what, Bucko? It runs on coax.
Yeah.
Who the fuck thought putting anything on coaxial besides like?
Well, to be fair, that was what every TV did at that point. Like VCR was like that.
Fun fact:
Your
I actually
cable
have a
was
little.
like that.
I actually have a little history about that because RCA actually had AV cables since like the late 70s.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because they
But
used to use them on computers
Here's
back
the
in
thing,
the day.
because I know this because the guy who made the Magnavox Odyssey did an interview, and he talked about because basically he wanted the Odyssey to run on those because he's like, if you use these, we can put so much more add-ons to TVs and such. Magnavox didn't want to pay RCA to use their cables, so basically, for years, other companies didn't want to use the RCA like AV cables.
Because RCA was getting a chunk of the change.
Yeah. Which is hilarious because like pretty much everything nowadays has those cables.
Yeah, that's the standard.
Yeah, that's the
basically.
standard.
And even then, we've moved. Not even really
Yeah,
the
we've
standard
moved on to
anymore. We've
HDMI,
moved
yeah.
on to HDMI.
Moved on to HDMI. So I think they became the standard around the time HDMI did, which is hilarious.
They really became the standard. AV did right around VCR because it was so much easier to do that than the coax. Plus, at that point, like people had just kind of moved on from doing that. Like they wanted to be able to remove stuff easily.
Yeah.
And is anybody who's ever used a coax
Yeah.
and has tried to had to switch it out? It's a pain in the ass.
It really is.
It's an absolute pain in the ass.
So
What are you talking about? I love screwing in a coaxial thing and then not being sure if it works until I turn on the TV and then.
I don't know where I went. It's off screen. I don't know where you went.
I'm sorry.
Spending another minute, trying to fix it.
It's, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Nothing like seamless transition.
So
Okay, what do we want to?
This is a load of shit in here. I'm gonna warn you because I have stuff tossing.
Why don't we start with the?
I don't know if you guys can see this or not.
Why don't we start with the
Just
Atari?
wires.
since
The
it's
best
right-
way to organize wires.
The Atari, since it's right at the top.
Yeah. So, Atari 2600 with the wood grain. This isn't the Darth Vader one. This is the original.
That's how you know it's quality. Is the
it's not a 6. It's not a 6 one. It's a 4. The 6 one was the original one. This is the other one. And there's also a Sears version of this, which me and Adam actually almost got one time. Somebody in Meadville had one, but we called and they already sold it.
Although to be fair, I think you lucked out because I want to say that's a Pong console.
Yeah. Well, plus remember we also almost got a 5200, and they had sold it the day before when we called.
The Atari 2600.
Yeah, probably one of the. Oh yeah, here's the controllers for it in here.
Yeah. And to be fair, like
what a simple, reliable console.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun fact: you can run Genesis controllers on.
Yeah, because Genesis controllers
this
have
is
the same port.
Same port. You can also use these on a Commodore 64.
Which probably means you can also use a Sega one on there too.
Yeah, you can. James did on that. What else do I have in here? So yeah, there's a lot of just controllers in here. That's really what
I
this
was gonna pull that guy out and be like, now here's the NASCAR.
Yeah. Dreamcast memory cards.
Yeah. Which they themselves I think run on store.
And these are new old stock. These are OGs. Yeah. Like I bought these somewhere. This is new old stock.
So now you can play Chow Garden in Sonic Adventure. The Zapper. Which if you've watched an AVGN, actually,
yeah.
I love these things.
They're right. If you don't have a tube TV, it does not like to work.
Wow,
the gun.
I didn't realize these are spring-loaded triggers.
Yeah.
That actually feels really nice.
That does.
Yeah, when I bought my NES, it came with that. Cause I got
how old is this?
1985.
Yeah, since 80.
How can Nintendo have a 45? That's 45 years old. How can they have a 45-year-old controller that fucking works better than a fucking Switch controller?
Because it's made out of Nintendium, my dude.
Nintendo quality, seal of approval.
I don't know why. Be fair to the Switch, it's the I can't say exactly, but like I feel like a lot of it's because the Switch is just kind of such a weird beast.
Again, more Atari controller. I bought these for
hey, we can.
I bought these for $4.99 somewhere.
We can show off both model Segas or Genesises. Oh my god, is that a clear plastic PS2 controller?
Yes.
Oh my god, I remember
bought
those.
for $3.99.
Yeah.
In 2019.
Wow. I haven't held one of those.
To be fair, the PS2 controller is probably the worst of the PlayStation controllers, but
you know,
that PS3 controllers. So
I only say that just because like every other controller was so good.
Yeah.
The only thing
here's the Sega CD cords because I put them in a bag.
You know, holding it, like the nostalgic memories I have from it, they were definitely nostalgic because holding it does not feel good.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this thing you told me about. This is a memory expansion thing. That's supposed to take an 8 MB PlayStation 2 memory card to a 16 megabyte.
Jesus. Look at this thing.
It's supposed to.
I don't know if it works either. I didn't open it.
I feel like
it probably doesn't.
You probably try to use that. It'll like wipe your.
Probably wipe my memory card out.
Okay, let's show them both versions of the Genesis since you got both.
Yeah,
here.
go right ahead.
So this is the OG Model 1. Comes with like the reset and the on-off.
It's got a stereo, like a volume control.
Yeah, I remember when we were setting up the Sega CD, you had the thing all the way down, so we didn't have any sound.
And I was sitting here wondering why don't I have sound? You know?
Yeah.
It got a headphone jack on it. Shout out to Riley. Yeah. That's the original Sega Genesis.
The Genesis 2 is more just like kind of like a mini, really.
This is the second one.
Let's turn that around and see the people.
Yeah, this one I need to get another power pack for.
Which is funny because I remember seeing more advertisement for this one than the OG. But
I saw this one this was the first console I bought with my own money. Mm-hmm. I found this at a thrift store, pretty freaking cheap.
I always feel bad for the Genesis because I think it has like a great
second one
library of games, and it's certainly a lot nicer than a lot of people give it credit for.
Yeah, but like what we were talking about, Riley, with the motherboard thing is that I had to this part right here I had to rip off.
Yeah.
And like because this is where the motherboard's at, and I could tell whoever had this never had the CD output because it still had the red protector in it for the motherboard. Yeah. So like you can ask him. Yeah. It was like doing surgery. I was like really apprehensive about taking that thing out.
Yeah, because it was on there tight. You had to like slide it off really slowly.
Yeah. What else we got in here?
Bad design.
This. Yeah, let's do the OG first because.
SNES, original NES.
Yeah, the side loader.
Yeah, I remember that.
Let's just
That's just
It was like this when I bought it. This was a refurbished model.
Yeah.
This also has it has an RF switch and it has AV on the side with Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt.
Yeah, so this must have been the pack-in one.
That was the one that came with it.
Yeah, so this is the bundle.
The one because the place I bought it from, they had a couple options on what game you could get with it. You could get that, and you would get the Zapper, or you could get original Legend of Zelda, but you wouldn't get the Zap Gun. So I decided just to get the Zap Gun one, just so I would have everything basically.
Yeah, the console that saved video games.
Yeah, really. So, there's a little. Mine has a little bit of yellowing, not too much. I mean, like it works fine. I mean, it's a little dirty, but it works.
Oh,
It's been refurbished. So
here's the OG controller for the
original one too. That's not a knockoff. That's an original. It's got the Nintendo logo on it.
had 4 buttons or a D-pad and start selecting AV.
Now you want to talk about yellowing?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
This bad boy has seen better days.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he still works, but
And I know I could clean. Like it's supposed to be that color gray,
yeah.
but.
And to be fair,
This was another refurbished model, so like they cleaned all the connection pins and everything in it.
I still argue this is probably one of Nintendo's best consoles.
The best part, this one looks better than one Doug has. The one that I got
Yeah.
Doug off Marketplace that I helped him find.
Yeah.
Mine is less yellow. I don't know how, but
I find
it
that
just
debatable.
is. Yeah. Second NES, because I have two original NES controllers. What else do I have in this box? Oh, this is for the Jaguar. This is not the Atari Switch box. This is a third party. This thing's junk.
Yeah.
I need to get another one.
So we can play some Jag.
Yeah.
That's how the cool kids say. Play some Jag.
What else do I have here?
I don't want to play Jag.
Here you go, Riley. Some Xbox controllers.
Oh god. I can't tell what's worse, the big old fat bulky Xbox controller or the like way too slim.
More wires. At least I was writing on those what those were. I had the smart idea of doing that.
The Xbox, I never think they've ever had a good controller.
The Jaguar's power adapter.
Oh my God, let me hold this beast. God, that's like 10
It's like
pounds.
a fucking brick. What else we got in here?
Oh, that's
PlayStation
easy.
mic. I'm pretty sure this is for the. I think this is for the Master System. This is the RF switch for it. I'm pretty sure that's a Master System.
Which is hilarious because like the Master System was the Sega's first console, which was an 8-bit that a lot of people don't remember.
The Saturn controller.
Oh, this Sega Saturn.
God bless the Sega Saturn. Saturn was also helping in bringing back the video game industry.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Now we get
it helped
to
Sega for a
put
little
this.
bit.
Now we get to put this crap all back in a box in the right order. Hold on, don't put that in yet.
Okay. So just to give you guys an idea, like with the NES, they actually had 2 different names. The NES, of course, is what we know it as. In Japan, it's known as the Famicom, which is hilarious because it actually had its own disk drive system.
How the
in
hell did
Japan.
they come up with that name? Of the what was it again? Famicom?
Yeah, just
Okay.
family console.
It's a short
Oh.
for family computer. It's just an anagram.
Because Nintendo prides itself on being, family oriented.
Fun fact: it also has Rob has a different name in Japan too. Rob is known as it's short for robotic operating buddy.
Yeah, that's right.
It has a different name in Japan that I do not remember, but it's like Famicom.
I need to throw this out. This is actually an external
Yeah.
CD drive that's busted. I don't know why I kept that.
A lot of people also like to think that Rob was what saved it. What really saved that with Nintendo with that was more because after the video game crash, like companies didn't want to have video game consoles. So what they did was they marketed Rob as the feature for that, so it could be sold as a toy in stores.
You guys can't see. I have a tote of just nothing but controllers over here.
Yeah.
We'll have to look at that at some point.
So Colton, do you believe that Genesis does what Nintendo don't, or
When it fucking actually works, maybe.
yeah?
So,
If you can't get it to work, is it really doing it then?
What about the Bit Wars? Remember the Bit Wars?
No.
Actually, yeah, you probably don't, because
I don't want to talk about the Bit Wars. I don't care about how things look, but I just... Oh, classic GameCube? That's
Yeah.
nice.
yeah, this is the platinum version. My mom bought
I
it.
wish we could play some classic Mario Party on GameCube. I fucking love Mario Party.
It's advertised. You want to see the launch games that's going on, or at least the ones it's advertising? My mom got this for me for $20 at a thrift store.
Wow.
No AV cables and
I mean, AV cables are.
no memory cards. I had to get those. I bought those. That was right when GameStop was getting rid of GameCube stuff, so I got lucky.
Yeah, you did.
But it's advertising Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Party 5, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Kirby Air Ride,
I love
Super
Kirby
Mario
Air Ride.
Sunshine, 1080 Avalanche, Super Smash Bros. Melee,
Oh my god, Melee.
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Pokemon Coliseum, which I have. I have that game. Metroid Prime, Metal Gear The Twin Snakes, Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3 Rebel Strike, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
God,
Harry-
so far they just still have such like an absolute banger of like a catalog for
Like
this.
the only one that on there that's questionable is probably Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. I know a lot of people tell me that that's not very good.
Well, I don't.
Harry
know
Potter
that.
Quidditch World Cup, which I had for PC at some point. Tony Hawk Underground, Madden NFL 2004, James Bond 007 Everything or Nothing, Sonic Heroes, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, and Soul Calibur 2.
Fun fact about that one: the guy who plays Pierce Brosnan in that is the villain from Die Another Day.
Is it
He-
really?
Yeah, he actually did the voices of that Bond in a couple
Wow.
of games. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like I said, this is the limited edition platinum version. This is the GameCube I have. I had an opportunity to get a purple one and I didn't do it because it was kind of nasty. The one I found.
But to clarify about the Twin Snakes, Riley, it's
More
Because like
More
I
fucking wires.
know about a lot of the games. Well, I know a
so
lot
much
about
wires in all these boxes.
the thing with the Twin Snakes. It was more because like it went from being like a stealth game to being like a third-person shooter.
Oh, so that it just changed up the franchise's entire play style and didn't stick.
What is this one for?
Genesis.
Genesis.
And then this is for the SNES. It's not an original one. Probably works a little better than the original one did.
But I can tell because this is because like feel how light this is.
Yeah.
Now hand me
Compared
the
to
Genesis
this,
one.
to the like
It's like
Well,
one night and day.
paperweights, you can just have old power
Fucking
packs.
have a Genesis power back.
we're gonna
Alright,
pull
so
out.
what's in this? Alright.
Now we got the 64. Oh, you even have the add-on, the Rumble pack.
Yeah, I have the Rumble pack for this. This was $20 when I bought it off a friend. No wires, no games. I got a controller. That was it. I had to buy a power pack for this, and then I have a GameStop thing that's like has every AV outlet known to like up to like 2008. So that's what I use for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, this was Nintendo's beginning of having really crappy controllers.
Yeah. So
Like, and I know people will like.
I have
People
quite
get
a,
mad at me when I say that
I have
about the
quite a
N64
few games for this
controller.
too that are actually good, which they're over on the shelf. So.
Yeah. I know a lot of people get mad at me when I say like the N64 did not have a good controller. I'm like, well, you can't say that because it was the first one to have it. I'm like,
Bullshit. It's
Yeah,
garbage.
like-
I don't even know how to hold it.
If your controller, a controller's job first and foremost
Is to be
should be able to comfortable to hold. If it is not comfortable to hold,
Which
then you
we'll
have
get to
made a
that because
shitty-
I have it. It's in the controller box. I cleaned it recently.
it's like it has like a D-pad.
You know,
But
like
no game used the D-pad. They all use the analog stick. So just put the analog stick where the D-pad was.
yeah, and it's just like button design and everything else can wait until after you get a comfortable controller. Because if you have a good controller laid out, but a shitty controller, nobody's gonna want to hold it.
Hell, I'd rather have the C stick be the stick you use to move.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Ah, yes, the old. I actually have a thin one at
Brick.
home. My PS2 was the thin one.
Yeah, this is the brick. This
Brick.
is the one from when I was a kid. This is my second one because I ruined the first one by ripping the disk drive out of it because I got mad at Ghost Recon. I'm not gonna lie, I got mad at Ghost Recon. But this thing has seen some shit.
No.
So
I mean, imagine you
I
were
mean
the one
this
playing
is this is probably my favorite console, honestly. Also gonna show my age here. This was my DVD player for
Yeah.
a long time. Was the PS2.
Same.
What's the code for the adult programming? Oh, it's all zeros.
It's all zeros. Yeah.
It's factory default. I never changed it. So
Nobody
Adam, you're gonna have to grab one of these.
Okay. So these are both OG Xboxes, or is
Yeah,
this
these are the original ones.
Oh God! I tried one hand in that. God, my shoulder. I threw my shoulder out.
Now I have 3 of these, and I have an interesting story of why I have 3 of these. Okay.
The Duke.
Okay, so we can put these back. You
That
don't
was
need
one of
to-
the things
you
that
don't
he
need to
was called.
hold
His
it.
nickname was the Duke, right?
I think so.
God, those things are so heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it.
those things are.
looking forward to when I get a
Thick boy.
PS5.
Very thick boy.
Very thick boy.
But
Yeah, I'm glad consoles have gone down on both sides, and
then the Model X and the PS5 came out.
yeah.
and then
That's
they're just like
The PS5 is a beast.
rectangle.
But like I said, I have a good story of why I have 3 of these damn things. Because fun fact, if I kept it, I would have had 4. I had one I bought off somebody in high school that red ringed after a week. So I ended up breaking it with a tomahawk. Don't ask. But so later on when I got back into retro consoling, I got one of these. I found it at a thrift store for $10. No cords, no power, and it was dirty as hell. Like it looked like I'd been in a basement. Like so it had dirt all over it, and so I bought it not knowing if it worked. So I took it home. I Amazon Primed a power cord. I had the AV set with the GameStop third-party one I have.
Mm.
I got it here. I dug up a controller. Turned on it, bam! It came on and it ran. It was after I cleaned it. Like I deep cleaned this thing.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't do was I didn't rip it apart and clean the motherboard. So it powered on. Here's the problem: it doesn't read discs.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
And I could tell because when I first got a game and it wouldn't load it. Don't be the first time. I'm not a very Xbox expert on stuff.
Yeah.
I did some Googling, and he said, well, maybe the laser needs adjusted. You can adjust the laser by taking it apart. Somebody had already taken it apart, so I know whoever got rid of this one knew that it was busted, and they just got rid of it.
Yeah.
I didn't get rid of it because I kept it for parts. At the same time I'm doing this, one of my buddies, Brian, tells me, hey, I have one you could have just had because I don't want it anymore. You know, like he was going to sell it to me. I think he was going to sell it to me for $20-$30.
Yeah.
Well, it was the fair that week, and I wanted to go to the fair with him and another buddy of ours, and he's like, I already went this week. I don't have enough money to get in again. You know, I don't not until I get paid. So I said, I'll make you a deal. Give me the Xbox, and I'll buy you in. And he just gave it to me. That one works, but it's weird.
Yeah.
If you just put the disc in, it won't read it. You have to turn the system off and then turn it back on.
With the disc
then,
inside?
With the
Yeah.
disc inside, then it will read. Fast forward a couple months later, I find another Xbox at a thrift store for like $50. I bought it. It runs fine. That's the main one I use. I have 2 others as backups. Yeah. So, and I've never had that much issues with any other system, just Xbox.
Well, it's always with Xbox because like they're built to be like PCs, so they're fragile as shit.
Yeah. So getting the last 2 boxes.
You almost stepped on my dick.
I'm gonna put this one beside you so you can just hand it to me when we get to it.
Let me get out of the way so you don't almost step on my dick again.
This.
You stepped on my dick.
This. All right, here we go.
You all remember this when we did
The
this together.
television. With Riley's favorite controller.
Either way.
You know, it's funny. I actually I watched an older 80s Yam stuff. Apparently, they made a sequel to this. That's like an
Yeah.
Intellivision tool.
Yeah. And like I said, I cleaned this thing. This is another one I deep cleaned when I got it.
Yeah.
Because the person I bought it from, it had been up in a shed with like nothing but insulation.
We won't go too much into it, but basically,
Yeah,
the
'cause
Intellivision
we did a whole
was,
video playing that.
was
so.
more or less another attempt at like being an Atari clone. I think it actually had some decent
That's
games
some
to
merit
it,
to it.
but like the controllers are really what makes it kind of flawed.
So. Dreamcast.
Oh yeah.
And that's like, you know, simple, compact.
It's got Sega Flag to Flag Rally in it too. It's the last game I played.
And had
It's
one of
funny.
the best JoJo games in it until like the PS3 with
The only game I've bought for that, like offline, like online, because I've picked up a couple here and there when I find them.
right.
Resident Evil Code Veronica, the original one.
You know, it's such a sad thing because like in a lot of ways, I think it was kind of
I
better
could
than like
burn-
the PS2.
I could burn them. You know,
Yeah.
I could burn the games to disc because there's no copyright protect on that.
Because a lot of people forget that came out around the time the PS1 was ending and the PS2 was starting, and in a lot of ways, I think it's kind of better than the PS2. But
Yeah.
like, the problem is with it just didn't have a lot of really good games when it came out.
Yeah.
Like, it had Sonic
Games
Adventure.
make or break a console. Regardless of how good or bad a console is, if you have good games go with a bad console,
Yeah.
the console will still do okay on the pure fact that, like, if the game is fun, then people will just bite the bullet and deal with the bullshit.
Yeah.
But But if you have a good console with no good games, you can't do anything. There's just nothing to do.
360.
There it is.
Is that the Elite or the old school original model?
I think this is the Elite one. This is the one with the internal hard drive.
Oh, yeah, that's the Elite.
God, I remember the 360.
And it's so hilarious because the 360 is even more fragile than the Duke.
Yeah.
Oh, here's your third
Speaking
Duke.
of which, here's the third Duke. This is the one where the drive don't work. I mean, look at this thing.
Yeah.
It's a fucking.
The logo's cracked and stuff on it. It's still dirty, and I've cleaned it. I mean, like look at this thing. Look at all the rust in there. And like I said, somebody has like pried this because that's where the bolts are. So this is mainly a parts one.
You know, and like I said again, I just think it's such a shame that like Microsoft's consoles always have to be like
A pain in the ass.
or like they have stupid things like the Xbox One where they're like you have to have the Connect on because we want to watch you 24/7.
I went thrifting the other day. There was a Kinect camera for sale, and I almost bought it just because I'm like, I have the 360.
Yeah, and the problem with the Kinect is it don't.
And then I'm like, but then they're gonna be watching me. So.
Well, my thing is, with the Kinect camera, in my personal opinion,
Hand me the other box.
the Wii did the fucking Kinect camera so much better.
It really did.
The PlayStation iToy did it better. And the PlayStation iToy is a piece of junk.
Like
So-
when you rely on
Two
laser
to go.
technology, it's just.
Two totes to go.
Well, let's pull out the one that's pretty much started you and me off. Well, me more than you, but
Yeah. The original PS1.
Simple.
I think I sold mine a long time ago.
And mine's got the very common problem of open button stick. So you kind of got to rock the open button for it to.
And waving in a rock.
So
Stand.
mine's in pretty good shape. I mean, it's got a little bit of yellowing here and there, but I mean, this is in pretty good shape.
And to be fair, like the PlayStation 1 is just such a great.
It didn't have a lot of flaws for its time.
No,
Yeah.
I think that's why it did so well compared to like all the other CD. The Game Boy Advance SP.
The Game
box.
Boy was also like a pretty good console for what it was.
Oh hey, a third party Nintendo.
That's the original one.
That is it an original one?
That's a turbo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the original turbo.
Well, I meant more because it's like a third party, but oh my god, it has instead of a D-pad, it has the stupid like disc. These things are awful.
I would.
I think I'd rather play the PSP. Oh wow, this something for Remember the Hyphen, a Spider-Man.
Got two of those.
What's the Game Boy? Oh, hold on a second.
I don't know what these are for.
Oh,
too.
wow.
I found these.
Now this was my first Game Boy too. Oh, the old.
That's me. That's my Game Boy Advance.
Oh, this is so much smaller than when I was a little kid. I haven't hold one of these.
What's in that? Is that
There's nothing in it.
no the charger? What is the charger? Oh, that's the DS charger.
That's the DS.
That's the
God,
DS.
this takes me back.
I bought a DS. Got a DS for $10 at a store too. Red, not freaking scratched that isn't scratched. Had the pen and everything. $10.
Here,
That was a steal
Hold the
on
PS1
that
up
one.
again. You know what's funny about both these consoles? These both technically have the same amount of stuff in them because these are both 32 consoles, 32 bits.
So
I like this controller except for the fact it's really small. And
Oh,
I
this
mean,
makes me so nostalgic.
this fucking what?
Oh, there's the Jaguars. Stupid.
No,
all
no,
that.
no.
Pick
That's
that up.
fucking dumb.
Pick that up.
This is fucking stupid. Who came up with this idea?
Atari.
Who in God's name wants to play a game like this? What is this? Is this gonna double as a fucking phone?
Yeah, you talk to Astro Bastards and Fuckernauts.
So if you want to be such an ass.
Where did
But
you learn to?
I don't know. I kind of like this circle pin pad, except for the fact that like if you don't push it up full the way, it just drops back down.
Oh wow, these are for.
The Atari 2600.
Yeah, these are for tennis.
These are for tennis and pong.
Oh my god, with the dial.
Yeah. More Atari controllers.
Fun fact,
can't have enough
Riley,
of
to
these.
give you a thing about the Atari. Did you know Atari 2600 was the first console to have wireless motion controller?
No, I did not.
Yeah, and you know
Doesn't work
why you
very
don't?
well, but it's got mercury in it.
Yeah, because they use mercury dials to make it.
Yeah, apparently it works well. Despite me saying it doesn't work well,
Yeah,
but it's like it's got mercury in it.
Yeah, so like you have to wear gloves if you want to handle one. Because I know someone who did a review of them.
Another Xbox controller.
Oh, what?
These are third parties.
I just realized what that is. That's the Saturn, isn't it? I'll even pull that bad boy up. Ah, the Saturn.
Runs on a watch battery. That's the memory card. It runs on a watch battery. Watch battery dies. Goodbye
Oh,
games.
there's the Jag.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But Found this at the same store I got my Xbox at, and once I saw this, I was like, oh, I gotta
It
get
is
that.
kind of a shame that because this here isn't a bad console either.
Virtual Fighter 2 is in the drive on this one.
Oh yeah! But here we have the Jag. Want to play some Jag?
Oh, shut.
You want to know why I have a special vinyl cover for this?
I do wonder about that. Oh.
You fucking kidding me?
There's no dust cover for the
Yeah,
cartridge.
Yeah, because there's no dust cover for the cartridge, so like you have to.
I bought this third party for my Jaguar.
Because every other console,
it's in the shape of a Jaguar too, but like this came from Mexico. But like I bought this so like I spent money to get this.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I need to
how
protect
much did
this
you
thing.
spend on that?
Probably retail for that.
So like $400 or $500,
Probably.
$200 or $300.
It's been so long since I bought it. I bought that like when I first started working at Walmart.
That's the amount he's saying. It's just too much for him to think about again.
At least you didn't end up buying a Jaguar CD that you.
Atari Jaguar. I mean, that's what that's the 2600s adapter. Why it's in a different box, I don't know, but it just is. It just works.
All right, shut up, Howard.
Buy Skyrim again.
I mean, it's probably gonna happen once the PS5 comes out.
I don't know.
just
Microsoft
like they
owns it
remastered-
now, so I don't know about
Oh,
that.
I can't wait for
Oh, yeah, that's
GTA
right.
5 to come out, guys. Here we are in the age. What is it? 2012. Can't wait for
2112. It's actually Rush.
Wait, when was GTA 5 released? 2012.
Yeah,
I
actually, I
think
remember
so.
Skyrim was 2012 because that was my senior year of college.
Boy,
I just
Boy,
have
guys,
different Game Boy
it sure is
cases.
gonna
Can
be
I find them and
exciting.
pick them up?
it's gonna be exciting this year when Skyrim and GTA 5 come out on the new consoles again
I actually
We
have
have
a
one
story.
left.
fifth time.
I actually have a story about Skyrim in my college years, but I can't tell it on camera, so I'll tell you guys that after we get done.
So now we're gonna dive into the controllers, but first,
All right.
I have the Rock Band controller.
I mean, you can't. Rock Band was something else in its early days.
Why does it have buttons up here and down here?
Solo. So you can solo. You can look like you're soloing.
Yeah, because I see your whammy bar still works. I know a lot of people the whammy bar breaks.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this is just a box and nothing but controllers. So, for the only consoles we haven't shown that I have, I have the
You need to
PS4.
fight, Adamus, the pirate.
I have the PS4 hooked up. I have the Wii, the Xbox One, and the PS3. Those are on the TV stand. So,
Is that PS3 a thin one or is it a?
that's the top loader.
Okay.
So,
Oh, the one where you have to pop it open.
yeah, that's the top loader. So,
Apparently, there's
Yeah.
actually a PS3 that's even smaller, and you have to slide the top.
Oh, ew.
it's the Dreamcast controller. Memory
Yeah.
card goes in there.
What a concept.
I saw something interesting too. Speaking of the N64
You know what-
controller,
you-
because we haven't got to it yet. You know the rumble pack that goes in the controller.
Mhm.
The GoldenEye developers wanted to make it so that to reload, you would have to pull the rumble pack out and throw it back in the controller.
I'm glad they didn't.
Nintendo said no to that.
You know what this reminds me of? When you take the Joy Cons and you slide them into the blank. This is what I feel like. Give it a feel.
Ugh. Yeah. What the what? Who?
Who designs these?
Seriously, I know the fucking, 80s and 90s were just a time.
I was like, that was 1999 too.
Well, especially because when you compare it to the PlayStation controller, I always say this about the PlayStation controller is near perfect.
Yeah, the PlayStation 1 controllers
You
is
have
perfect.
face buttons, the D-pad, the joysticks are right where they should be. A start, pause, shoulder buttons.
Yeah.
This is near perfect.
I mean, I know a lot of people like the Xbox One. I don't like having the one joy button. I don't like that.
no, I don't. I
like them.
never
I like them
that.
side by side. That's just me, though. I know that's a preference deal.
I kind of don't mind it on the Switch, but that's just because the Switch is kind of dropping in the.
This is for the Genesis. That's a fighting one.
That's a fighting one.
It's got the other buttons.
Oh wow. I thought this was the. Oh yeah, because you mean the top. I gotcha.
And we got a couple Genesis controllers in here.
Genesis. Fun fact: there's one of
I
the
have
level
so
selects.
many Xbox controllers.
I think for the level select for Sonic CD or Sonic 3D Blast on the Genesis is Barracuda. So what you have to do is, if I may, you have to spell it. So BARCADUDA. Like you have to spell Barracuda using.
That sounds A, horrible, and B, I think you spell it wrong.
Here,
I think it's-
have a Mad Catz.
Oh, this is a Mad Catz. Oh, the only way this could be more.
It's clear plastic.
The only way this could be more knockoff
Could
is
it
if
look
you
more
had like a
cheap?
wave bird.
Could it look cheaper?
If you had a wave bird.
I'm about
Oh,
to-
what is with these? Oh, those do not feel nice.
I'm about compare
Shoulder
that
buttons.
to here's the actual official one.
Okay, I guess these are nice and springy. Those are not springy.
Alright, hold on a minute. Let me just start by saying, what the fuck is... Who the
Well,
fuck...
here, push on the shoulder button here. Like that. Those are springy.
Welcome
Those
to
actually,
Riley.
like,
Riley just disses Nintendo.
like that's the problem. These are springy.
Well,
those
here's
are
the
not.
thing. I love Nintendo, but they still haven't fucking figured out how to make a single damn controller.
Well, that's an off-brand. This is an.
Well, I know this isn't
NES.
Nintendo. This is a
Okay, pretty
little bit...
solid. Let's evolve into the NES. Cool. Let's go further. N64. Fuck, go back. GameCube. I said go back. Wii. Are you kidding me?
Like the Joy-Con at least isn't nearly as bad. Like I mean, aside from the drifting, I mean more like in terms of like how the buttons are laid out more.
Yeah, I think they're...
I have some whack controllers in here, but I'm saving them until we actually.
And here we come to the one that like pisses me off.
Hold
the
on.
most.
I would like to just take a second. This has both these and shitty positions. It's suggesting it has it so your pointer fingers are stretching for a top two buttons, and your middle fingers have a shorter distance for the bottom two.
That's always been my complaint
Except
with
for the
that.
fact that your middle fingers are longer than your fucking pointer fingers. So why the hell is it laid out that way? And then beyond that, there's only one.
Yeah.
There's only one of the two fucking bumpers.
Oh yeah, because they only had the R bumper. Yeah, that's right. I forgot
Why
about
is
that.
there not an L bumper?
That was my biggest complaint when I played through Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 0, the remakes, because that hurt my finger. Like that my left hand was always hurting because of that, because I'm sitting there like resting where there should be a button, but instead there's just hard plastic.
I want to talk about hurting your fingers.
The N64.
So let's look at the layout on here. So the D-pad's in a pretty decent spot, you know. Like the start button's here, no select, but whatever. Not every game had a select.
Not fucking necessary. Whatever.
BA. The C buttons, I never understood what the C buttons or the C stick were for. Like
I didn't either.
these were kind of nice for at least for inventory, like with Zelda. And you got two shoulder buttons.
And then you got the spot
Then
for
you
the rumble
got
pack.
yeah, but then you got this analog controller. So
And
you
you got a
think-
trigger. You got a trigger
and you have
under
the
that.
Z trigger down here, which it feels like you should hold like this, like you're doing like a project, like with one of those computer like slideshow where you're like,
Yeah, it does. Like you're holding the TV remote.
yeah,
At
like
least you didn't have to Z target anything, right?
all right, Aaron Hansen.
Have a seat.
But so like you think like you're holding it like this. Like this makes sense, right? Like you hold it like this.
It's a GameCube power supply.
But
by
you're
the way.
not. What you're doing is you're holding it like this because nothing used this D-pad because Nintendo's like, you have to use the analog stick or we're not gonna. And never mind the fact that these analog sticks are chintzy
Garbo.
as hell. They break at like the drop of a hat. But like you have to hold it like this. What's the point of this part? You know what's bullshit? N64 controllers.
Master
Oh, this is
System.
a Master Control pad.
I don't
which
have
is-
a Master System, but that came with my Genesis when I bought it.
Yeah, this control pad, like this D-pad's not terrible, but and then of course the buttons, which I felt worse, but like
That
Bottom
feels
line, I
pretty
hate this
decent for like a control pad.
oh this is the old school PlayStation controller without the analog sticks, which again I still love this controller.
When I play PS1 games, I actually use those. I don't like to use analog sticks on PS1 games because I don't think the analog controls are very good.
The only like if they had analog like say
Especially
Ape
when they're
Escape,
reverse engineered.
yeah,
Like, you know what game I'm talking about? Resident Evil Director's Cut.
yeah.
The greatest hits one where it's got the DualShock.
Yeah.
The DualShock is not meant for that game. It does not handle right.
The only Crash Bandicoot game I use the analog sticks for is 3. But that's mostly because with the analog sticks you can do a lot of like shit that breaks the game.
The only thing I like about analog sticks with Resident Evil is I like. Hold up the GameCube one again.
Yeah,
That yellow joystick
The
right there.
C-stick.
The C-stick. Flip it. It's a quick turn button. So like if you're getting rushed by somebody, normally if you're playing like RE1 or RE1 through Code Veronica, you're fucked unless you can rock your character back enough to get a shot off.
Yeah.
That they kind of realized that. So what they did was by by using the yellow
Yeah, so like by flicking in the direction you want, it would quick turn you like left.
Yeah,
right,
and quick
up or
turn.
down, yeah. Okay.
So you could quickly turn and get a shot off and not die.
But doesn't that kind of like defeat the purpose of it being a war game though? Like being
Not
able
really.
to-
I actually think for that it works.
Okay. Well, because I know you. And I'm not saying this to be rude, but you
Yeah.
do have a little bit like a pickiness with Resident Evil in terms
Yeah.
of things it has. Him and I have actually gotten into fights about. I don't think the ink ribbons are a great feature for saving.
Third party.
Oh, is that a third party? Oh, this is a third party. This doesn't feel that bad though. Like I'm not a big fan of these weird little bumps at the bottom, but like it doesn't feel horrible.
All right, you ready? I'm about to unleash some crack on you. You ready?
Yeah.
Well, you just pull that one out. You've been trying to pull that one out. Just pull it out, man.
These fucking buttons.
Let me hide this one. This is the
Alright.
coup de grace.
All right, what is it here? what is this?
It's a racing controller.
Is it for like?
It's for the PS1.
This is for the PS1. What? How does this even work? Okay, so
Colton,
I assume you steer with this.
Colton, you can't fool me. I know that's for an RC car you have downstairs, and you just left it in this box. I know you're lying. There's
You know I'm lying.
What is this? Like, how does it? Okay, I'm assuming this is what
I've
you
never
use to, like,
used
hold
it
the
either. I
gas?
found it, thought, man, that looks awesome. Like I've never seen one like that, so let me get it. Because you run across these anymore. Like these third parties used to be so common, and anymore you never see them because there are no really third party controllers anymore.
Yeah.
because they're fucking garbage.
So when I run into these and they look wild like this, like
Yeah.
look at this thing. Here's the
Show
throttle.
them the control layout. Tell me what.
I don't even know how it's supposed
How
to
do you
work.
hold this thing?
Well, no, I know how you hold it, but like,
Are
you
these
use that to
fucking
steer.
buttons on it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm assuming it's to do
Fuck you, I'm going to
selections.
bed.
Like,
You can't handle it.
Get me when you get the normal fucking controller.
okay, here I got you to a normal controller route.
What the fuck is this? No. Get me when you have a good controller.
all right. Here's the PS1 controller.
I guess.
I mean,
Yeah, it's better than the fucking whatever that shit
Here's
is.
the controller.
yeah, I'm looking forward to what?
What is what?
What is that?
What do you mean this is a controller?
That's a rewinder.
Oh, that's a. God damn it, Colton.
It's a fucking rewinder for VHS.
All right.
I don't think I have any more. No, there's just more PS1
I was gonna
controllers in
say, I
there.
fucking hope not.
That's just
You know,
PS1 stuff.
I'm looking forward to actually getting able to play like a PS5 controller because I've heard so much good things about the PS5
Here's a
controller.
PS4 controller. There's something normal.
Yeah, that fits in your fucking hands. The controls are in normal places,
Do you want to get the flight stick? We can talk about the flight stick.
Oh yeah, I'll get the flight stick.
I actually had one of those at my home when I was growing up.
What
Never got-
a flight stick?
Yeah.
Actually, after we do this, you want to show them your steering wheel? Or your wheel?
Maybe
just-
some other time.
Okay, I mean, because we can just pick the camera up. It's like
Yeah. So, Microsoft Sidewinder. It's supposed to have force feedback, but it doesn't really work.
it doesn't have haptic feedback.
Well, I think
Yeah,
what it is it needs drivers, and this thing is so ancient.
Yeah.
Like I'm amazed it works. Like I plug in a flight sim, it just works.
Get out of here, Todd. I don't want to buy Skyrim
It
for
still
you
feels
time.
pretty nice.
It does.
I'm just gonna set this up here. I mean, I'm looking forward to trying to play because I watched I've been watching Cat Icarus stream because he has a PS5 and I actually really like the. I'm curious. I can't wait to actually try that PS5 controller out.
Do you want me to get the rest of the Rock Band instruments
No.
so we can play Rock Band?
I'm not playing Rock Band.
Listen,
Why not?
here's the thing. Rock Band has what you should in a third party or weird ass controller. Rock Band does not pretend to be anything else. It does not try to be more than what it is. It acknowledges it's a stupid fucking controller.
Yeah.
But guess what? It has the baseline features you need. It has the fucking D-pad, it has the start, the back, and it says, these are things you may need in the game. We're not going to try and make them a core essential part. We're not going to pretend they're anything more than what they are. We will slap them on there so you can use it. And then everything else it has is for the game. And it knows you're not going to use this for any other fucking game, and it doesn't pretend that you are. It is straightforward and simple, designed for what it is.
Grab that thing next to the Xbox.
Oh, Riley, grab that Pac-Man thing.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, come on, buddy.
That's a TV
Oh,
plug-in.
actually, this
Yeah.
this isn't. TV plugins aren't too bad either, as long as they are. Once
Clean.
again,
Awesome.
as long as they're
I
not.
was hoping you had the
too-
Spider-Man one that looks like you play with his dick.
But like,
I've seen that around.
I
Next time I see one, I might buy it.
That's a really.
Actually, I think I might have owned that at one point.
I mean, that's fair stiffness, but controllers that are
Just whack.
Let's
controllers that are weird, that are whack,
Controllers.
but
TV plug-in.
perfectly.
Hey, you want to play Miss Pac-Man?
These used to be so common. Now you don't even see these anymore.
Well, a lot of that's because like,
now because we're
Yeah,
doing the
for
retro mini
yeah.
consoles.
well, then like you. The other is the fact that you can easily get a lot of those on like
Line.
arcade online and such.
Yeah. Oh.
So it's
I mean,
easier.
shit,
for
we
them.
walked past that double-sided. What do you call it today?
Oh, that fighting game cabinet that looks bullshit. Yeah, it's like it literally is like you have to look down because it's like a table. I didn't like that at all. Like fighting games should not do that.
So that's my console collection.
Yep.
Maybe at some point we'll go through the games because that's gonna be another hour of just looking at other stuff.
With how many games you have, that's gonna be more like 2 or 3 hours. But
In a fucking day.
anyway, guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Let us know if you got what your thoughts are on these consoles in the comments. Feel free to talk about any you guys have that we didn't get to talk about. And
Fucking El Capong over here.
and we hope you guys look forward to more of season 3 as it plays out. But until then, guys, I'm Zangetsu134.
I'm Average Joe Squad.
And I am just Riley.
And as always, we ask you.
Remember the hyphen and take care.
No, we don't do that yet.